gentlemen, I5 Mad Hatter coming at you once again. Loaded up a video yesterday that at the beginning of that video I wanted you guys to listen to some music by Neil Diamond, and that's all I called it. It was just thank you, Neil Diamond, because that song that I wanted you to listen to while you looked at pretty pictures, some video clippets, means a lot. It really should mean a lot now. You know, guy on the left, guy on the right, and the dude in the middle that's asleep. Yeah, well, folks, I'm just attempting to wake y'all up. If you're watching this video and you're not sharing these videos with other folks, I have a way of waking people up, either that or pissing them off. And when it comes right to it, there's just no other way to get people awoke. A lot of people wake up on the wrong side of the bed every morning, and that's, you know, they're pissed off. I was told a long time ago, sometimes you might want to wake up in the morning like an Irish setter, just happy to be alive, tail wagging, get ready to go outside and take a squat. You know, at least my Irish setters do. They get outside, take a squat, run around, play with each other, and then I run out and throw a ball for them, and get them all wore out, and then I go inside and let them relax a little bit and feed them breakfast. You know, that's what we're supposed to do. That's how we're supposed to wake up. Get up, tail wagging, happy that the day is still here, that we're somewhat free. Now, speaking of freedom, aren't you happy you don't live over in Libya, or Syria, or Afghanistan, Pakistan? I can name all the Stanny-wans, Iranian, any of those places. Aren't you happy you don't wake up there? It could be. Could have woke up there if you're in the military, having to deal with brown people in the desert that your government tells you to kill because your government wants their resources. Well, I say that the government only wants the resources to keep the poor people poor, because they've got technology right now that, well, they don't have to burn coal for electricity. They don't have to use nuclear power anymore for electricity. They don't have to use hydro power for electricity. These people talking about, oh, we're going to run Washington State off of hydropower and block up another dam and make another waterfall and blah, blah, blah. They don't need that anymore. I talked about that on a video a couple days ago. Anyhow, folks, I want to talk about Jimmy Comey, and this is the last time I talk about that dipshit that used to be the FBI director. He's all pissed off because he doesn't get his pension because he got fired. Poor little baby. Guess you should have been doing your job instead of ripping people off. And now he ripped off some publisher of $2.5 million to write your tell-all book. Sitting there watching some clippets today of Jim Comey and some of the stuff that's in his book. Could the guy be less original? I mean, I thought he was intelligent. Couldn't even come up with his own quips, you know, about the orange skin of the soon-to-be president. And I also took particular notice of the size of his hands. And he didn't look like he was 6'3". Comey, just shut up, do a Hillary, go away, disappear, just shut up. You got $2.5 million to write a stupid book. You probably had to sit down and rack your brain to come up with 2,000 words of your own, because you're about as dumb a twit as anybody could possibly get. Oh, that rhymed, didn't it? Hell, I could come up with more words. In fact, I have a book that's sitting there right now waiting for me to finish it. I don't know if I will. I write a chapter every once in a while. It just gets better and better. I like reading it. I don't want to finish it and be done. You know, the story that never ends type thing. But I assume once I get to about 25 or 30 chapters, I'll have to finish that book and move on. So get ready, because I'll be putting that book out here pretty quick. Another year or two. James Comey, what a flippin' idiot. Just like Hillary. What happened? And then right underneath what happened is her name. That's what happened, you idiot. Well, I'll tell you, people we choose to govern us. By the way, speaking of govern, did you know that govern meant, and I know most of the folks that have come to this channel know what it means. Govern means to control. Ment, M-E-N-T. Mente, the mind. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So we've got all these people out here in the government telling us that Syria got attacked with chemical weapons by their own government. I've come to the conclusion that anything the government tells me to believe, I don't believe. I don't believe it. I hope that our president is smart enough not to believe it. We do not need to start another war, especially when we got Russians on the ground over there, folks. Nope. Ain't no reason for it. Syria don't have anything that we want. I mean, leave them alone. Leave them the hell alone. The only reason that we want to go into Syria is because the bankers they don't control Syria. We should be going to war against the bankers, because as long as we've got bankers making money from both sides, war is going to be perpetual. Perpetual. Ongoing. Everlasting. Perpetual. We need to kick the bankers out of our country. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it 1,000 freaking more times until we do actually kick the bankers out of our country. Now, goodness, everybody says, oh, but the bankers this and the bankers that. The bankers have stolen 20-something trillion from us. You get that? 10% of our total freaking net worth. The bankers make money from both sides. Been going on since time immemorial. Ever since centralized banking was invented by the Rothschilds. Wake the fuck up, folks. Quit being the man in the middle. I gotta run in here and grab me some coffee and I'll be right back. Alright, made it back. Anywho, we gotta get rid of the bankers. Are destroying our planet, and they're all ran by the elitist pigs called the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. I mean, think about the guy that was just in front of Congress here a couple days ago, Mr. Suck My Bergs. No, I mean Zuckerberg. He's the grandson of a Rockefeller. Grandson of a Rockefeller. Coinky dink? I think not. Speaking of coinky dinks, coincidences, I heard tell that coincidence actually God showing up. What in the is actually God showing up? In Alias. That's God showing up in Alias. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna steal that. There is no coincidences, folks. None whatsoever. This whole thing was foretold since the beginning of time by God, or what we call God, Yeshua. I'll tell you, I kind of had a backslide there for a few years, where I went out and I did a lot of naughty things. Yeah, I had to do that prodigal son thing. Figured it was good enough for him. It was good enough for me, or bad enough. Either way, coming back around to the truth. My sister gave me a Bible that she had found in a whole bunch of our family's, memoirs and things, and that Bible's a hardbound, one of those Bibles that the preacher gives to everybody. Kind of like a Gideon Bible, but not a Gideon Bible. Not one of those that you get from, they steal a Bible from the hotel room. This is a Bible that was given to me when I was a little bitty guy. And my grandmother made me write my name in it. And my sister found it after 40-something years. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't been away from the church for 40-something years. I stopped going to church when I found out that all they could do is lie to us. Well, because they're government funded. And there's truths, it says wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. Yeshua tells us that all the time. Whether 2 or 3 are gathered there in my name, there I am in the midst of them. Folks, he was talking about 2 or 3 witnesses will declare all truth. 2 or 3 witnesses to the truth. Well, that Bible of mine, it doesn't have Jasher. It doesn't have Enoch's book in it. It doesn't have the Apocrypha books in it. But I can tell you that a lot of the Bible refer back to Jasher, which is a history book. It's a history of the people, the Israelite people since the flood. And in fact, it goes back to ancient history before the flood. Like Enoch's book. Enoch was referred to by Christ, by Yeshua. Yeah, I'm saying Yeshua. I've come to find that that name means a lot to me. It's not this Americanized King James crap. I appreciate what King James did, translating the Bible out of Hebrew and Greek, bringing us the truth. But it says that book of Enoch will be found in the latter days, in our days, to be a bit of the truth. Another bit of the truth, a great big old chunk of the truth. It'll tell us about the Watchers, the fallen angels, the angels that have come down here to seek and destroy men and mankind. And I've come to watch, it says, so as it was in the days of Noah, so it shall be when the Son of Man comes again. Well, I'm sitting watching, and I'm going to start telling you folks a whole lot about the truth that's coming our way, about the evil that walks this planet, and how back before the gigantic flood happened, there were giants on this earth. And I remember when I was a little kid, I was taken to a museum in my own hometown, and they had a skeleton of a giant, 7 foot tall. We called him the 7 foot tall Native American. And in another little town that I used to go visit my aunt, they had a museum there where they found an entire tribe of people, burial ground of people that were giants. Huge people. And I was just a little kid. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention. I asked my aunt, and I asked the people that took me to the museum, how did these people get to being that big when all the rest of the people were just, tiny folks, under 6 foot tall, under 5 foot tall, most of the Native Americans. Tiny people. How'd they have such big heads? 7 foot tall isn't all that big when it comes to giants. I mean, before the flood, Enoch, the book of Enoch, said that the Titans were huge, gigantic, over 400 foot tall. Holy smokers, 400 foot tall humanoid type people But they weren't. They were the descendants of the Watchers. I gotta say that, you know, they found some crazy stuff on this planet since the flood. They found some giants, you know, that were 30, 40 foot tall. I mean, for God's sakes, have you ever seen a man over 12 foot tall? You ever seen a man over 8 foot tall? I mean, the tallest man in history in the Guinness Book of World Records was only like 9 foot something. They say that David killed a Canaanite that was over 12 foot tall. His name was Goliath. So, you know, when it comes right down to it, there's some stuff that, you know, everybody's like, oh, that's not true. They never found skeletons of giants, blah, blah, blah. Well, they have. They have found skeletons of giants. They have found all kinds of things. But the government, notice how I keep going back to the government. The government wants to control everything. They want to control what you believe, how you see things. And if they allow the giants, the skeletons of the giants to remain, we would know the truth. They got to hide God from us. Yeshua. They have to hide Yeshua from us. There's 3 things that the elites want to accomplish. 1, they want to become immortal. They're probably doing that right now through genetics and things like that. 2, they want to become gods. The 3rd one they've already accomplished, the knowledge of good and evil. The problem is they'd much rather choose evil to accomplish the other 2 things. Because I have to say, I mean, even Christ, Yeshua, said that we are all heirs with him. Being an heir with him means that we have the same abilities and the same makeup as him. So, you know, it comes right down to it. If we've got the same abilities as him, that means that Yeshua says, choose good, and I'll show you how to be a good brother of mine, a good sister of mine. Now, folks, I will never, ever, never, ever, never, never, ever step foot in a church again. Not these churches around here, not the churches that I grew up around, because they all lied to us. They never followed. They never followed the Torah. They never followed the truth. They never followed the example that Yeshua gave to us. And I'm far from even being an example of Yeshua. I do my best. I do my best every day, and I still fall short. And I will. I'll fall short forever, you know. Definition of sin is falling short of the glory of God, and I fall short every day. But every day, I pray. Might not be on my knees type thing. It might not be, you know, head bowed in a closet somewhere, but every day I pray. Every day I'm on this road, I pray that I get to my destination safe. And yeah, I'm just about to the I-5, you son of a guns. And here recently, there's been a lot of messages that have come across my mind recently. Like, number 1, you know, my sister, last year when I went out there, she hands me this Bible with my little boy handwriting in it. Oh, and it was mine. I used to make curlicue on my W, just like they showed us in grade school. Make curlicue on the W and how you make your E's and all the cursive writing that they used to teach us in school. And you know, some of the passages that were marked out. Some of the other things that were shown to me when I was a little boy, you know, about how Jesus loves me. Yeshua loves me. Those kind of things, you know, win the heart of a boy, and win the heart of a young girl. Someone besides their moms, dads, grandmas, and grandpas loved them and wanted them to be with them forever and ever and ever, and show them things that they would never ever get to see in this short little life that we have on this little school, this little planet. But I've been a seeker of truth all my life. I just didn't know how deep the truth went. That's why I call myself the Mad Hatter. Huh? Yeah. That's why I call myself the Mad Hatter, because you gotta be a little nuts to come up with some of the stuff I've come to find. But here recently I've been getting a lot of information, and I believe that it's, you know, my heart being tugged again, decades later, a couple decades anyhow. It's back in 2002. I walked out of church. I couldn't stay away for very long. I went back to church. 2004, left it again. Haven't been back. Nope. But here recently, it's been coming to my attention that there are some things out there that really need to be looked at. Like what our government's hiding from us. Why that government's hiding that stuff from us. Because they have to split us up, folks. They have to destroy humanity so that they can create a different humanity. And I really think that they're coming up with it. I really think that they have figured out how to clone people. And I think that they have figured out how to change the DNA of people. Because a couple of those things I was telling you about, you know, that Enoch talked about, as it was in the days of Noah, it shall be in the days of the second coming of the Son of Man, Yeshua. That right now on our planet, he says that you were chosen at the beginning in the creation of time. That your name is in the book of life. And as long as you accept that gift, you will know eternity with Yeshua and all your brothers and sisters whose name is in the book of life. And I really think that Yeshua took me out of the churches forcibly, actually, because he showed me some things way back in the day, and I just my eyes were stunned, and my brain was shocked, and I didn't know how to accept it. And you know, he showed me things that was going on in our government. He showed me things that was going on in the churches, how the churches were falling away from what the Torah was telling us to do. And everybody says, oh, you're somebody that believes in the law. The law was given up by Christ when he died on the cross. No, he never said that. He never said that. Yeshua never said that because he died on that cross that the law was taken away. That law is a moral law. It's to keep us guided towards the good and not the evil. You take a look at what the people in the elite side of the world are doing, the evilness that's in the elites, the things that they continue to do, you know, like perpetual war. There's no peace, no talk of peace. It's just constant war. And Mr. Trump, this is directed to you. You're truly a Christian. You're truly a born-again Christian. And you've walked the ways that I've walked. Been out there on the, you know, tripping the lines of evil. Messing around, doing this, doing that. Playing with filthy-ass women and filthy-ass men. And getting all tangled up. You're truly a born-again Christian, Mr. Trump. You put a quash on this crap going on in Syria. You put a quash on this crap going on put a quash on it. But you won't. I think you're just going to be another one of the ushers that's going to usher it in. And fellas, folks, I'm going to come to you again at a later time. We're going to go through some truth. But always remember that the end was predicted at the beginning. Go read your Bibles. Go pick you up a book of Enoch and a book of Jasher. You don't have to get the whole Apocrypha. Just get the book of Jasher and the book of Enoch. Start studying. Start making your Bible make sense. And in the meantime, folks, remember what I'm going to tell you. Keep your stick on the ice.